Hi, and welcome to today's July 16th stimulus check and stimulus package update. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now. All right, I want to thank everybody in the community that joined me last night on YouTube Live. We had a great time. I shared some things on getting rid of limiting beliefs, money, investing, stimulus. So if you need to, go check it out. It was a great night. All right, now there is an article by Forbes magazine, and in it, it points out how Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin may be the X factor in the stimulus check debate. He sits directly between Democrats and Republicans on this decision, and when it comes to negotiating whether it happens, the amount, income caps, Steve Mnuchin, according to this article, is the guy, right? So if Steve Mnuchin is the X factor, he's been pretty clear in interviews that it is his opinion that there should be a second round of direct stimulus checks to the people. He has also openly discussed several times about how effective it was, how much positive boost it gave to the economy. And he's also been very open in interviews and as he testified before the congressional Senate committees that it would also not be difficult to deploy that money a second time because they've learned so much and they put so much time and resources into building out how to get that money to the people. So he's been very open and positive about that as well. The other thing is that Mnuchin is part of the Trump administration. And President Trump has also been very vocal in multiple interviews about his desire to see a second stimulus check directly to the people. So is Mnuchin the X factor? It kind of looks like it. Does that mean that we're going to get a check or that 40,000 income cap will be set or that unemployment won't drop? We don't really know all of those details yet, but I want to outline who could be the X factor or the key person in whether this happens or not. Meanwhile, Mnuchin also noted that the administration wants to incentivize people to go back to work while addressing the issues of the unemployment benefit. He said that they are intended for people who do not have a job. Mnuchin said that he also will be doing it a different way this next round. He said because we're in a different situation, it needs to be done differently. Businesses are starting to reopen and there are many jobs out there according to Indeed and other job reporting websites. In a different interview, Steve Mnuchin of the Treasury said that they will seek to tie unemployment to each person's income prior to being let go due to the coronavirus crisis. So if you were making $400 a week or $500 a week, you will probably see that again. If you were making $600 a week, you'll probably see that as well. So it looks like they are seeking to tie that in an attempt to be fair to those who are still working with the money you would have received if you were still working. Mnuchin also said that those that reject work opportunities or the call to come back to an old job will lose unemployment benefits. So if you are offered that job and you say no, then you will lose those benefits, right? They really are pushing to get people back to work safely. Sadly, another 1.3 million people filed for first-time jobless claims on a seasonally adjusted basis for the week ending July 11th, so last week, according to the Department of Labor. As of right now, 17.3 million Americans still remain unemployed at this point. Overall filings remain high and are declining at a stubbornly slow pace, said Rubila Faroki, chief U.S. economist for high-frequency economics. States, meanwhile, delivered more than $35 billion in benefits last month, compared to $4 billion in the month of March. So far, they've spent more than $102 billion this fiscal year according to data released by the Treasury Department. So you can see $4 billion in March and $35 billion just in the last 30 days. So it's gotten worse. And I'm hoping that the Senate and Congress, as they negotiate and debate in this coming week, will take all of that data into consideration. All told, government spending on unemployment benefits has soared to nearly $324 billion as of July 14th, with nearly $50 billion spent just in the last 30 days. To sum all this data up in one sentence, the unemployment is helping, but at a tremendous cost. Hey, if you found this video helpful to this point, will you do me a favor? Will you give it a like and a thumbs up? That way YouTube will share it with others so that they can get this important information. And please, will you share this on social media? I know that people will want to hear this information. Okay, the EIDL loan program is still available with SBA.gov. However, the $20 billion grant program that advanced $1,000 up to 10 employees per business, that is no longer advancing money. But the SBA does want business owners to know that the loan side of the lending program is still available. It's just the advance or the grant money that was given that has closed down. For those businesses still trying to get access to PPP funds, I did some research, and an online lending fintech company by the name of Bluevine, according to their website this morning, they are still accepting applications and they still do have access to PPP funds. So search Bluevine PPP and it will take you to the exact page that you need. Now remember, with these loan programs, the EIDL loan is not forgivable. The EIDL grant is free grant money to business owners, and the PPP is potentially forgivable, but there are many rules that you must comply with, and then you have to apply and show all of your paperwork and paper trail so that you can have those funds forgiven. And if you are not able to have those forgiven, then you are on the hook to pay back taxpayer money. Okay, I watched a speech by Senator Mitch McConnell that he gave a few days ago at Deaconess Hospital in Kentucky. This is not public, I can't find it anymore, but I watched it and took notes. In his speech, he discussed some CARES Act backstory and laid out what would be crucial to have in this next relief bill. I didn't know this, but the CARES Act that was passed back in March actually started in Mitch McConnell's office. So the guy that we are waiting on for the next relief bill is the guy that started the previous one. He said that when they were told that in order to fight the coronavirus effectively, they would have to purposely shut down the best economy the United States has had in 50 years, he said the feeling in the room was not good. They knew that this would be damaging, and yet they also knew that this had to be done. He said that they knew the economy would go from robust to near Great Depression levels in a matter of months. This is why the CARES Act was so big and covered so many different areas. He then admitted that based on the wait-and-see approach, it's pretty obvious that the coronavirus is not going away anytime soon. That's the first time I've heard him mention that. He said the best thing everyone can do is wear a mask to cut down on the spread of infection. He said they will now have to assess the coronavirus in July compared to March, which we all know has gotten worse. But I'm glad he said this because it appears that now coronavirus data could be a factor in their criteria, where before it was all driven on jobs and uptick in the economy. So it looks like they are going to assess that coronavirus data. He then pointed out that all this isolation comes with a cost. That's one reason they want to get people back to work and children back in school. He said that suicides are up. He said that spouse abuse is up. He said that child abuse is up and unemployment is up. These are terrible for humans to have to go through. He said that this does come with a cost. He said that the bill will have to have built into it liability protection, jobs, health care, school systems, unemployment, and some form of stimulus to the people. He then said he'll be discussing all of this when the Senate returns to chambers on July 20th. This is all good information, and I'm glad they're taking this into account. But instead of a V-shaped recovery, I feel like we are going to have a B-shaped recovery. And you know from school what a B looks like, right? It drops straight down and then just goes around and around and around and around. Doesn't it feel like we're all getting the runaround? Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, I'll continue to update you as more information becomes available. I would just like to remind you that you are amazing, and I am grateful that you are in my community, and I will see you on the next video.